Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the More Now podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Zach.
And I'm the other one, Dan.
Exactly. So, before we get into this episode, as always, go ahead, do us a favour, hit that like button if you find yourself enjoying this one. It really does help us out. We do appreciate it, and it does help to promote the podcast. And of course, what is promoting the podcast, Dan?
Promoting the More on Love.
Exactly. So, before we jump into the moronic or not section, Dan, we are going to have a big announcement of the thing.
Announcement.
So, Dan knows what the thing is, obviously. We have something coming. Well, actually, we have two things coming. It will most likely be around Christmas time and or beginning of next year. So probably expect it Christmas next year. It's a big thing. We're not going to tease it too much. But yeah, we've got two things in the work. One to do with the podcast and the other slightly less to do with the podcast, but not really. But that's all we're going to say for now.
Very specific.
Exactly. So, we're going to jump straight into the moronic or not section, where, if you are new here, this section is where we get 5 random words or short phrases from you lovely viewers and collectively decide whether that word or thing is moronic or not. It could be the thing, it could be the concept, or it could be from one of our personal experiences. And the beauty of it is that it's entirely subjective, meaning you guys can have an entirely different opinion, and it doesn't matter because it's just a bit of fun.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, the first one on here is mugs. And I'm not talking about Jake or Rob. Hey.
Well, you pretty much need a mug to make tea, so obviously I'm going to go not moronic.
Is that not a teacup?
It's a mug, isn't it? You put tea in a mug.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
I mean, where else
coffee? You put coffee in a mug?
Obviously, yeah. Some people collect them.
Yeah. Some people do collect mugs.
Just a bit. Well, it's probably a step up from collecting spoons, because I know like some people do that.
That's a very granny thing to do, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Which, by the way, that's just reminded me. Have you actually, no, I was about to say, have you seen the clip? You definitely have seen the clip. It's been around for decades. You know the clip of the guy showing off his teacup collection?
Oh, is that
and then the boom mic guy just messes it all up. You know what? If I can find a clip of that video, I'll put it into the edit. I'll edit it into the podcast here.
This collection represents 35 years of my life. Well, careful. Our journey begins with this mug.
Dave, lift the microphone.
Whoa!
So
yeah, I've seen that clip. Yeah,
it feels bad for that guy. So yeah. Anyway, what else can you put in a mug?
I mean, you could probably put anything in a mug.
What's the weirdest thing to put in a mug? Like, what's the weirdest liquid?
What's the weirdest thing to drink in a mug?
Orange juice. Well, that's kind of weird if you put it in a mug.
I was going to say, go to Africa or India and find out.
I mean, yeah, you're probably not wrong. I feel like tomato soup would be an interesting choice in a mug.
I don't know anyone that would. Oh, that's weird. If someone like drinks tomato, I can't even imagine that.
You know what? Do people do that? I'm having a look. I'm going to go on Google right now.
There's no way anyone. Oh, I can't even imagine that.
Tomato soup in a mug. Yep, in a mig. That's exactly what I wanted. Mug. Muig. Right, I can't type apparently. Holy shit, you can buy one from M&S. Tomato soup in a cup.
Really? How much?
Oh, that's foul. So you can get an M&S tomato soup in a cup sachet. 4 sachets for 89 or 85p.
I was expecting it to be less than £1.
Tomato soup in a cup.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But no, it comes in a sachet. Like, at least when you get it in Heinz, it comes in a can.
It's 85p.
Is it a can? Or is it a tin?
I think they do it in a tin.
Yes, it's a tin, not a can, isn't it?
It's still shit food either way.
Oh, hey. Heinz tomato soup is a banger if you add some bread with it.
Soup.
Heinz tomato soup with bread, actually, especially with a buttered warm baguette, it's beautiful.
I only really have vegetable soup, and that's it. I'd only like chicken soup because it looks like someone threw up in the bowl.
Lovely, good. I really hope someone has put this episode on while eating chicken soup, just so they've heard that as
Yeah,
they're
but I
eating
was
it.
having chicken soup one day, and then I just realised it literally looks like sick in a bowl.
That's fair.
Then I just like stopped eating.
Yeah, no, I actually kind of fancy some tomato soup now, so I'm going to move on. Yeah,
I'm
mugs.
probably gonna go not moronic.
I too will go not moronic
it's an
because
easy one.
I have bought many a mug in my time, even though I don't drink tea or coffee. I've just bought a bunch of mugs.
Yeah.
Because why not? Anyway, next one on here is physical shopping lists, but they've made
God,
it clear
physical.
not on your phone.
Who like does that nowadays? Who even has a shopping list? It's sort of just in your head now, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. Granted, I have not been shopping in a long time.
I've never seen anyone with a physical shopping list.
I have when I was a child, purely because you know that typical like childhood experience where you go to I don't know Tesco's with your mum or something, and then you push around the trolley, you accidentally ram into her, and then I don't know something happens. I don't know.
Yeah, but back
You know what I
then
mean?
it sort of makes a bit more sense. But like nowadays, it's a bit weird.
I mean, just do it on your phone if you're gonna, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
yeah.
if you're gonna have one, maybe do it on your phone. I guess maybe for the older generation, for the Dorises and the Ruths, they might still need a physical shopping list because they can't figure out how an iPhone works
Well,
or
old
Android.
people like still use phones. I mean, my nan and granddad does.
Yeah, but are we talking like iPhones or are we talking flip
We're
phones?
talking like iPhones, yeah.
Oh, you know what? First,
It's not like the new ones. It's like
is it
it's
an
still
iPhone
like the old-
3GS?
No, it's not that. It's like iPhone X.
Oh right, okay. I was expecting like a fully old.
No.
Actually, what was your first phone? Because mine was an iPhone 3.
iPhone 3. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
The iPhone 3, man. I got it when I was in year
It
6.
was Samsung Galaxy S5 Mini that was like it just wouldn't work.
Sick.
So I went to it was one of the early iPhone ones. I can't remember what model it was, but
I feel like you had an iPhone 5 for a while. Like, I feel like it was the black and blue case.
yeah,
You know what
it was
one I'm talking about because you had it. But that case, I feel like you had that phone for so long.
It might have been a 5, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I went to iPhone X. It was just I think my dad had just randomly upgraded it one day. Said here you go, here's a new phone.
Fair enough, yeah.
Just randomly one day.
Yeah. So, going back to the more on section, physical shopping lists. What are we saying?
Oh yes, physical shopping lists. Moronic.
I'm going to say not moronic because if your phone dies or you're old and you can't figure out how a phone works, then fair enough. But other than that,
you should check the charge on the phone.
I mean, yeah, it's a very specific circumstance. Actually, no, you know what? It is pretty moronic. Yeah, moronic. All right, next one on here. I don't know how the hell we discussed this. Light switches.
Light switches.
Yeah, the thing that you use to turn on your lights.
I mean, what's moronic about a light switch?
Do you have a light switch?
Well, we have this. We have a button. It still turns the light off.
Yeah.
Turns the light on. So I guess it's good enough.
I've actually got a pretty interesting one. Pretty interesting light switch. It's not very interesting, but it's a light switch. That like you press it in to turn it on and off, obviously. But it's like a dial. So like you turn it all the way to the left and it dims your lights. It turns it all the way to the right and you brightens your light.
Not as well, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't actually use my main lights anymore. I use my lamp because I've got a colour changing bulb, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the thing.
I don't really get what's moronic about light switches.
No.
So I mean, it's either you have your lights permanently off or permanently on if you didn't have that light switch.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, what would
I
you
mean-
rather? Like,
I mean,
like,
Dan, bear in mind
permanently-
that's not technically true because you could actually have a motion sensor switch.
Yeah, true.
You could have it so when you enter a room, your lights turn on. Pretty sure that's only in office buildings though. So I don't think that is actually I've never met anyone with a motion sensor light in their house, other than like the back and front door ones. You know the ones I mean.
Yeah, but if your light switch just wasn't working at all, would you rather it be permanently off or permanently on?
Off, because then you're not wasting electricity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And if people are going to complain like, oh, but you won't be able to see at night, there is such thing as a lamp or even a torch, and also you have a phone that have a built-in torch. Well, most likely anyway. You could still have a flip phone. In which case, how the hell are you listening to this? But yeah, get a torch.
Are they doing that now with the
The Galaxy,
flip
yeah, the
phones?
Samsung are doing flip phones. Yeah,
Like you can bend your phone up.
I love how
Like,
technology is going
like
back
that.
in time a little bit.
Yeah.
Which actually, hold that thought. I'll come on to that a bit later. But yeah. Anyway, light switches, moronic or not, Dan?
I'll go not moronic.
I too will go not moronic because why the hell would we go moronic? Seems a bit moronic to go moronic. All right, the next one, garages or garages for those Americans watching. Because for some reason
Garages.
you can't pronounce things properly.
I mean, you're supposed to put your car in the garage, but we never really do.
Fair?
I mean, does anyone actually put their car in the garage?
Yes. I think many people put their car in the garage, hence the
No, we
use of the
just
garage.
have in our garage we have a treadmill.
Does that ever get used?
We have a broken fridge,
Good.
load of alcohol.
Is it just me, or does everyone have a second fridge and/or freezer?
Yeah, and there's also a treadmill. I don't know if I mentioned that already.
Yeah, you did.
There's
Yeah.
also a treadmill in our garage.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. We just shovel the useless shit in there.
Clearly. All right, fine. Moronic or not, I guess. There's not much really we could talk about in garages. Other than what do you store in yours, which I think is just miscellaneous items. And yes, I know I pronounced that wrong. For those wondering, I'm not just being stupid. I'm doing it on purpose.
So I'll probably go not moronic.
Yep. I think I would agree with that. Yeah. All right, last one on here, which I think I know our answer already. We did have something similar to this fairly before. We had cats back in episode 16. We've now got hairless cats. We've now specified which type of cat. I think it's called a Sphinx cat. Could be wrong about that one, but I'm pretty sure it's called a Sphinx cat.
Ones. Yeah, they look weird, those ones.
Yep, ugly ass cats.
Well, I think we already know the vote.
I mean, they kind of... I saw a really good comparison, actually, on Instagram, like several... I feel like it was years ago now. I was about to say months, but it feels like years. They kind of look like a ball sack, apparently, to some people. Like a hairless ball sack.
Yeah, I don't really get why people would, choose...
Yeah, why would you want a hairless cat, of all things? Like, you can have any type of cat, and you pick the one that looks like a naked mole rat.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it.
They don't even look cool. They just look weird. It just looks like a fleshy. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like if a human was merged with a cat. Like it had the flesh of a human, but cat body. That's kind of what it looks like. And I'm just thinking about one right now, and it just feels creepy. Like we spoke about black cats a bit last episode. I think if I saw a hairless cat, I think I'd be more creeped out than if I saw a black cat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If I go around someone's house and they got a hairless cat, I'm asking them to put it away. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see their weird ball sack of a pet.
I guess we're going moronic on this.
Yeah, very, very moronic. Probably the strongest moronic I've ever had.
All right.
What are you going for?
Moronic. I think
Good.
that's obvious.
Good. All right, the wrap up, because I don't want that thing in my mind anymore. Mugs, not moronic. Physical shopping lists, moronic. Light switches, not moronic. Garages, not moronic. Hairless cats, very fucking moronic.
Awesome.
Now, we spoke a little bit about technology going back in time, right?
Yes, we did.
Now, I've realised this recently. A lot of people now are embracing older technology. Well, actually, no, newer versions of older technology, right? So stuff like vinyl records or records.
Yeah.
Stuff like film cameras, like actually film, not digital. Stuff like cassette tapes. What's the other one I was thinking about the other day? What's the cameras that print out the photo?
I sort of see what you mean, but I don't
What's
know
it
the name
called?
of it.
What's those photos called? What's it called? What's
I'll
that
just call it
camera called?
printable camera.
No. It's got a name. That's going to really annoy me. It's going to bug me. You know what? I'm going to pause the recording so I can find this out. Polaroids! That's what it was. Polaroid cameras. They're apparently a fairly big thing now. I say a big thing. They were already a big thing at some point, but yeah. But yeah, that's it's kind of weird, right? Like how we're just deciding, like, we'll just update the old tech and keep using the old tech.
Why do you think that is, though?
I have no idea. Maybe nostalgia. Maybe some people that were born in that era are just going like, oh yeah, let's just bring it back, because why not? If we're bringing stuff back from the 20th century, can we not bring back like 70s and 80s fashion, please? I know some guys have been bringing back the mullet for the past couple of years, but please don't bring anything else back. The mullet is bad in itself. We don't need anything else returning from the past, please.
I think most of the things in the 70s and 80s probably beat things nowadays. I mean, you look at the stuff that was popular in like the 2010s, like fucking fidget spinners and
Mate, fidget spinners used to bang.
loom bands.
Loom bands. I forgot about loom bands. They were great. What other cool trends were there? Loom bands, fidget
The dab.
spinners, the dab. Oh my god, the dab. That was so weird.
I didn't get it. It was just.
I still don't understand it. Like, where did it originate? You know, I need to know. Where did the dab originate? Where did the dab originate? Originated from the hip hop culture of Atlanta, Georgia during the early 2010s.
Like in Atlanta?
Apparently.
Oh, damn.
Right, so apparently the American rapper Bow Wow apparently suggests it comes from the cannabis dabbers community. Whatever the fuck that is.
I think I was expecting something like that.
Yeah, it comes from the US, so like a lot of things.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. For those of you who didn't know the origin of dabbing, there you go. Actually, speaking of fidget spinners quickly, I went to a work event like several months ago at this point, and they gave us fidget spinners. Like
what?
Like branded fidget spinners, not even like just a generic one. Like it had the logo of the company I work for branded on it.
That's really weird.
It is, but I think they mean it. I think they meant it as a good gesture to all the people with autism and ADHD and all of them lot.
Why not fidget cubes?
No, man, fidget spinners are sick. I'm now sat here playing with a fidget spinner while talking on my podcast about fidget spinners. This is epic. It's fucking cringe. Yeah, no. But yeah, seriously, why are we bringing stuff back from the 80s and 70s?
I think I've answered it. I think it is just nostalgia.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know, because if companies appeal to those audiences, then it probably increases their market or whatever.
True. Yeah, this is a thing, isn't it?
Should I jump into my topic?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Speak about what you have come up with or read about or whatever the
This
fuck.
was a recent news topic from last week. So we
As of
spoke a bit
recording
about
it, anyway.
technology, iPhones. Believe them. Are they owned? Stupid question. Are they owned by Google? No, that's
Who?
Apple.
Who? iPhones?
No. Google have their own phones, don't they?
Yes, mate. Did you seriously just ask if iPhones were owned by Google?
No, that was a. No, I know Apple is iPhones, but I know Google sort of had their own.
Yeah, Google makes
brand
their own
phone.
phones. They have the Google Pixel and
That was
something
it. The
else.
Pixel. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, so we talked a bit about phones.
Yep, we did do that.
So Google.
Yes,
It
mate.
is now Google's turn to get into a bit of chaos this week.
Ooh.
So they've been having trouble with Russia, like pretty
Hasn't
much
everyone?
everyone. Yep. And they are in fact being sued by Russia.
What, by the country of Russia? The entire everyone in the
Probably
country?
Vladimir Putin, yeah. Do you want to know the amount?
Is it more than $3?
A bit more than that.
$4?
A bit more than that.
$5?
If you were to do that, just increase it in increments of one, you'll be here for about fuck knows how long. They're actually being sued for $2.5 decillion.
Sorry,
And that
fucking
is
what?
not made up.
That's more money than exists in the world, I think.
I think the world net worth is like 100 trillion or
Right.
something like that. It's in the trillions.
One sec, let me have a look. World net worth. All the money in the world. What is it? I don't want to know the richest people.
I think it is like 100 trillion.
How
It definitely is
much
in the trillions.
money is in the world? $80 trillion, apparently. USD.
Oh, wait. Close, yeah.
So they're being
Yeah, so
sued for more money than there is in the world. Good.
$2.5 decillion is 2.5 followed by 33 zeros, just to put that into perspective.
And the decimal point is at the end of those 33 zeros.
Yeah, it's 2.5 times 10 to the 33.
Fuck me.
I would imagine.
That's insane.
Just to put this into perspective, so there are 7.5 sextillion sand grains on Earth, and the amount that Google is being sued for is 1,333,333,333 times more than the amount of sand grains on planet Earth.
Sorry, how many threes was that? That was a lot.
I think that was 11 threes.
11 threes. So hold on a minute. So they're being sued a lot more for a lot more money than there are grains of sand.
And there are sand grains on planet Earth.
What about how many atoms is that? How many atoms is 2.5 decillion? What does that make up?
Idea.
What make?
It might be. I imagine there are probably more atoms in like the universe.
Yeah, I know. How many atoms are in the world? I'm curious.
How many?
I mean, it says 1,050, but I think that's fucking wrong. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. 10 to the power of 50. 10 to the power of 50. That makes a bit more sense. 10 to the
power of 50. That feels like...
Yes, I think.
In terms of big numbers...
Oh, around 7 octillion.
7 octillion, so...
Well, wait, hold on. Oh, no, that's in the average... So, sorry. 7 octillion in the average human body.
So
they're being sued for more atoms than there are in a person.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. So they're being... The fact that they're being sued for more atoms than there are in a person.
I know, that is...
That's mental.
Pretty insane.
You know what? Who came up with that number? That number is like if you ask a toddler what's the highest number, and they say that.
It gets more insane.
Oh,
so
fucking hell.
Google has a market value of 2.24 trillion.
Okay.
So they generated $73.7 billion last year. So based on that information, do you know how long it would take for them to pay the 2.5 decillion?
A couple hundred thousand years?
Way more than that.
Couple hundred million years?
33.8 quintillion years.
Right, okay. So basically just never gonna happen.
No.
Right.
So apparently this is for removing Russian state-run and government YouTube channels in the wake of the invasion of Ukraine.
Right.
So there was also a report by TASS, which was like some Russian news agency thing or
Okay.
report, I don't know. So they reported that if Google fails to pay that within 9 months somehow, it will double every day after.
It will double every day after. So hold on. They're currently being owed what? 2.5 decillion.
Yeah.
So that'll go up to 5 decillion.
Yeah, I mean it's impossible to
And
pay.
then 100, and then 10 decillion, 20, 40, 60, 80, 160, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Can they just give them
impossible
Can
to
they
pay
just
it.
give Russia a person and say 1 atom equals $1, and just call it a day?
And also, Google has been said to be locked out of Russia until the fine has been paid,
Right.
which
So,
is going to be in 33.8 quintillion years' time.
but bear in mind it will double, so it'll actually likely be a lot more than that.
I don't know, it might have just be a scare tactic by Russia, but
What? Oh, we're not allowing your search engine in our country anymore. Is that a scare
that is the
tactic?
point where if someone says that, I mean, you just ignore it.
I mean, yeah. How can you pay that much money?
It's Putin, though, isn't it? So
Yeah, weird. But I'll tell you what did cost a lot of money. Maybe not as much as $2.5 decillion.
what is it?
It is something that I found out a few years ago and have remembered recently, and I think it's pretty cool, so I want to talk about it. It is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault.
Oh, okay.
Guess how much it cost to make?
I don't think it's as much as $2.5 decillion.
No, it's not. It's very far below.
A billion.
No, actually, it actually costs a lot less than you think it would. Actually, because a billion makes
1
sense,
million.
right? It's 8.8 million USD as of 2008, because that's when it was built. So it was built in 2008. It cost $8.8 million. It's a lot of eights. But basically, it's called the Doomsday Vault, and it's not like one of the things out of Fallout. It's not a Vault-Tec vault. It's a seed vault, hence the name. It's basically on an island. It's on an Arctic island between Norway and the North Pole, and it basically just safeguards seeds from all of the important crops from around the world. So basically, acting as like a backup in case of massive disasters, war, climate change, whatever it might be. It's built.
So it's one of every seed in the world.
No, not one of, a lot of.
Oh wow!
It's a lot of every seed in the world. So at the moment, it basically actually no, sorry, it's designed to store up to 4.5 million seed samples from around the world.
Oh my
So,
god!
which represents every single plant species known to be important for agriculture. So stuff like wheat, barley, basically just agricultural stuff, right? And basically, it's located deep in a mountain, protected by Arctic permafrost, which keeps it cold. So basically, even if the aircon were to, well, not aircon, but you know what I mean. Even if the climate-controlled environment were to shut off, they'd still be fine for a little while because of the Arctic permafrost. It basically focuses on staple crops of important food groups like rice, wheat, maize, beans, other plants like that, that are basically crucial to global food security. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. The temperature in it, by the way, is kept around negative 18 degrees Celsius, which is about like minus 0.5% Fahrenheit. No one uses Fahrenheit anyway. I mean, it's 120 meters deep in a sandstone mountain.
Right.
It's pretty big. I don't know the exact dimensions. I could probably find out. You know what I'm going to.
It's probably multiple rooms.
It is, yeah. I think.
Imagine, yeah.
How big is it?
But I imagine that each plant has its different like optimum temperature. Because some of them will. I'm sure
No,
there's some out
no.
there
They're
that.
all kept frozen. They're all kept frozen to
Oh, right.
basically make sure they're fine. Right,
Oh,
right. How big is it? It is 61.02 square kilometers.
oh, okay. I thought it'd be a bit bigger than that.
So very large.
I thought it'd be like miles and miles.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, but I was expecting it to be like something like colossal.
It is. It's 62 square kilometers.
It is still quite big, that when you think
It's
about
very
that.
big. So basically, so basically the vault is located 120 meters deep in a sandstone mountain. Several airlocks, thick concrete walls, like very, very thick concrete
Oh,
walls.
right.
To basically make sure that even if there's like nuclear blast or whatever, it's fine. Basically, if
Can
you
you
ever,
visit it?
no, you can't because it's a
Oh,
no. Basically, each country that contributes seeds to the vault retains ownership of its deposits, and they can request
right.
it back at any time. So basically, obviously you wouldn't, but you would do it. So they wouldn't just do it on a fucking random Tuesday because they feel like it. They do it in times of like crisis, so stuff like war, climate change, flooding, whatever. And all of the seeds are sealed in special packages to maintain their optimal preservation. Basically, they're just kept very cold and in a very, very low air box, so nothing killed it.
Right, I see.
Now,
Interesting. Yeah.
it's designed primarily as a backup, right? So if something happens, we can put seeds back into the world and have food again. There has
Yeah.
been one notable withdrawal.
Okay.
One since 2008.
Only
Do you want to
one.
guess
Oh,
what it was?
what was it?
Guess. I want to see if you get it, which you probably won't.
What flower country?
Country.
Sweden.
No. Why would it be Sweden?
I don't know.
It was in 2015 during the Syrian civil war.
Okay.
Researchers from the International Centre for Agricultural Research in Dry Areas, or ICARDA. I'm not going to try and pronounce what that actually says, but I don't know. Basically, they requested the seeds after their own seed bank near Apello, which I assume is a place in Syria.
It's in Syria, yeah.
I'm going to assume so. Was damaged during the conflict of the Civil War, and they withdrew samples of wheat, barley, and other crops adapted to dry regions. And it basically just proved to the world that, hey, we are willing to give these seeds out if you desperately, desperately need them. So keep giving us your seeds, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's pretty bloody cool, because it basically just, it holds the entire diverse, or the genetic diverse. What the fuck am I trying to say?
Genetic diversity.
That's it. It basically just holds all the fucking hell, I can't speak. Genetic diversity of every plant species known for agriculture, based on their, climate and stuff like that, within a vault.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, cool. It's a bit like the Human Genome Project. You know, where they store like all of the human genome in like these like books and that, like all the DNA sequences. It sort of reminds me
Yeah,
of
but
that.
it is, but it's not. But like these are actual physical things rather than just like notes of what certain strands look like. This is actually like physical seeds,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
which I actually think is really like I actually think that's a really good idea. Like think about it. Say I don't know. Say rice all of a sudden stops growing everywhere. There's no more rice plants.
Yeah,
They all just die by flooding.
yeah.
We can get rice back through this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea.
And I think that's
Obviously,
pretty
just,
bloody cool. And bear in mind, this is kept in a mountain, right? So, like, even if like the world went to hell, or say something like day after tomorrow happened, the entire world just floods, like massively floods, right?
can use it as a doomsday vault,
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's why it's called the Doomsday Vault. You basically just go, oh fuck, we don't have any food anymore, except for that place. So you can, I don't know, go there, and I doubt you'd be able to get in because it's 120 meters underground in a mountain in the Arctic. So good luck getting there alive, on foot anyway. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a very, very cool thing for the world to have done.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, is it just for like plants, or is it also like a doomsday bunker? There's that other stuff there.
I'm pretty sure it's just seeds.
But is there anyone like actively working that?
I assume so. I assume there's maintenance guys, checking the cooling units and making sure everything's organised and going, making sure everything's logged and whatever, making sure nothing's died, there's no disease, something
It's
like
like
that.
out in the middle of nowhere, is it not?
Yes and no. Yes, it is,
Right.
but it's also near a town called Svalbard. Hence the name Svalbard Seed Vault.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, yes,
Like-
it is in the middle of nowhere, but it's kind of near a town.
Like, surely they would have like dormitories or like a kitchen, a toilet.
Probably, yes.
I imagine, yeah.
Probably in the
'cause-
62 square kilometres it can't all be storage. Yes, you're probably right. But I know they have an airlock, and I think you have to wear a hazmat suit so you don't bring any diseases in, which I think is pretty cool. So it's like a proper, it's basically a clean room.
But you don't. But you have to wear a hazmat suit like throughout the entire complex.
I think so.
Oh right.
Like it's
There's no,
basically just to make sure you don't bring any disease or anything like that to the crops.
There's no like decontamination unit thing.
There might be. I don't know. I've never been. There's only so much information you can find out on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Also known as the interwebs or the internet. But yeah, I think that's pretty bloody cool. Now, speaking of storing things in large quantities,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of a show called Storage Wars?
Oh
Or
yeah.
some variation
yeah.
of.
That is a granddad show. That is.
Where I don't know, where how do you describe it? People just go and buy old storage containers.
I thought they like bet, or no, they bid on the storage containers without knowing what's inside, and then
Yeah, pretty much.
to get lucky.
So I've been thinking about this recently.
Yeah.
I would really like to do something like that.
Or just
Like-
bidding on a room where you don't know what's inside.
Kind of, yeah. I just want to go through other people. Like, this is going to sound really bad, but I just want to go through other people's stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want to go to one of... It's one of those things where I just want to go to it and have a look. I might not necessarily want to buy it. I just want to go in and rummage.
I think it's the surprise of like you don't know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. Like, you can just go and buy a container that... I don't know how they actually acquire them. I know they buy them, but I don't know, like... Does the person have to be dead? Does the person have to be like, yeah, I don't want it? Is it all staged? I don't know. But I'd love to do something like it because I genuinely feel like it's interesting.
Well, wouldn't someone have to like buy the container and then
Yeah.
like maybe they tell the show that they don't want this stuff anymore, so they put it in the container, but then I don't know. I understand how they make profit from it, but how do like the people that are using
Yeah.
the container like?
But
Are they
I
just
think what it is, I think the storage company themselves says like, right, this person's closed their account, or we closed their account because they haven't paid it in X amount of time. There's a bunch of stuff in there that we don't want to get rid of or whatever, they haven't claimed it back, or maybe someone's died and they, their family members haven't come and cleared it or whatever. I don't know. And then they just sell them off, kind of like the lost luggage thing. Like, if your luggage is lost and then you can't, and then if you can't find it, or the airline can't find who it belonged to, they just sell it to the airport, and the airport sells it, or the company sells it, or whatever.
It might just be like unclaimed storage units. They just like sell it off.
Yeah, I don't know. But would you be interested in doing anything like that? Like, whether it be the lost luggage one, because there's one in I think it's Gatwick or Heathrow. Because I remember going on holiday fairly recently and being like, oh, there's just a lost luggage shop. This is sick. But I genuinely I know the lost luggage one. I know it's just most likely people's dirty underwear and clothes. I know that. But the shipping container, like the containers one, is really interesting, because that could just be anything. That could be furniture. It could be anything.
I mean, it is just pure luck, though. Isn't
Exactly.
It? You don't
Really know
what you're gonna get.
Yeah, but also I found this out recently, right? And this is fucking bizarre to me. There's two more that I found out that are similar to this, right? And it's really weird. So number one is government auctions. So it's basically stuff that's seized by government departments like HMRC. They just auction it out. So, like, if something gets seized by HMRC, after a certain period of time, I think they just give it out. I think they just auction it off.
Yeah, I imagine.
Which is mad. But also, the next one I've found is even more bizarre. Police auctions.
Police auctions.
So lost property and seized items that can't be reunited with their rightful owners just get auctioned off.
Oh, right.
It could be anything from cars to jewellery, watches, like anything that gets seized by the police. Obviously not drugs and stuff like that. They're not that stupid. But just like jewellery, watches, books, laptops, whatever. Anything that can't be reunited with their rightful owners just gets auctioned off.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Can you imagine you just turn up to one of those auctions and then your house got burgled 8 years ago. You walk up to a police auction and, oh, look, there's your gold Rolex that's engraved with your name.
Yeah, that's the bit.
It's like, hold on a minute, that's mine.
Yeah.
I'm actually, you know what? I want to see how much these cost. Police auctions. UK.
I did just find, though, that someone in storage wars, they bought a container for $500.
Right.
And inside that container, there was literally $7.5 million in cash.
Right, that's definitely illegal. That's definitely acquired illegally.
I just looking at this. I don't know how genuine it is, but
holy shit!
Said $7.5 million in cash just inside the store.
Damn, you could do car auctions.
Car auctions?
Yeah, they just auction off cars, I guess. New storage auctions UK. No way. Oh, they're just abandoned storage units. Oh, okay. So, let's have a look. How do I do one of these? Oh my god, you could do it on Money Saving Expert.
You could do all this online.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on.
You'd have to be paying thousands.
Hold on. This is a great way to start this out, right? This is from Money Saving Expert, right? I've clicked on their thing, and it says, "Don't worry, we know money savers are law-abiding citizens, and we're not about to encourage you to break the law. This is all about snapping up lost property or good seats from criminals when police can't find the rightful owners." That's a way to start it, isn't it? It's not illegal, but it's morally grey. Houses. Some police forces also sell goods via auction houses. Oh, right. You have to attend in person. I thought that meant you auction off a fucking house. But how do you not find the owner for that? Right, anyway.
What I'm thinking is, like,
how big is it? Hold on. Items can be limited. It depends on the amount of stolen goods each police force recovers. Bumblebee auctions usually has about 100 to 200 lots up for auction at once. Official eBay stores. You could do it on eBay. eBay.
On eBay.
I'm having a look. Auction. No. Was it? I'm gonna go police auction.
The thing is, though, you can make like a serious loss with this thing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
almost definitely.
If you buy a storage container for $3,000 and then like some idiot decides to troll you and just put like one banana on a chair
Hell yeah.
inside the whole container.
Honestly, I fucking rate it though. You know,
Yeah,
I might
but,
do
like-
that. I might just buy a banana, and I'm going to buy a banana, some resin, and a chair. I'm going to put a banana on a chair, case it all in resin, and then put it in a storage container so that when someone goes to buy it, they just go, "What the fuck have I just bought?"
But like, do the storage people really like regulate that? Because either way, they're probably going to get paid like the money for someone to own the storage container.
God knows. Also, fix your mic a little bit. You went a bit muffled. There you go. But yeah, no, you can just do this. Policeauctions.org.uk. Hey, yo. Anybody is allowed to attend these auctions. Most auction houses welcome the general public as well as trade buyers. Right. I need to find a place like this. I might just go. I might not buy anything, but I just want to see what kind of shit they're selling. They're auctioning off. Is it just like useless shit like fucking hedge trimmers and like old fridges? Or is it like watches, jewellery, that kind of thing? Or is it just fucking e-scooters? You know what I mean?
Do you know what my favourite part of like auctions are?
Yeah.
It's when they like talk really quickly.
Oh yeah, they're brilliant. They're
I
brilliant.
don't know why they do that. It's like, 100 just go for 150, 200, 225, 250, 275.
It's way fast like that. It's like 600. It's like, what the
I don't
fuck
know
are
why
you
they
even
do
saying
that.
at that point? It's just making weird ass noises at that point. Also, that was a
Yeah,
weirdly good impression by me.
Where do they learn to do that? Like,
I just did it just then, Dan.
Crazy.
I've just fucking mastered the skill. That's
I mean,
insane.
they
though.
literally talk like 90 miles an hour. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah, why not? Yeah, no, that kind of stuff is really cool. I actually think I'd
No,
quite like to do
definitely.
something like that, you know.
storage
Purely out
wars.
of interest. Just like, I don't actually want to buy half the storage containers. I just want to have a rummage through people's stuff. Which I know probably sounds really bad. But, like,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
yeah.
Like, oh, what's in here? Like, oh, what's in this filing cabinet that's locked? Is it important files? Is it money? Is it a half-eaten banana? Who knows? It's the mystery of it. It's cool.
How risky would you say it is?
Very. Because if you pay like $6,000 for one of them and there's a fucking banana on a chair.
Yeah, it's sort of like day trading or stuff like that, where
Sort of.
it's incredibly risky, and you risk making a loss, like a massive loss.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I genuinely want to do that. But Dan, have you noticed, whenever in those shows, right, whenever they want to do it, whenever they do stuff like that, they always, each person has their own gesture, don't they? They've either raised their hand or shout, ugh, or make a weird noise, or they,
I thought
I don't
it's
know,
just
jump.
like a common gesture that's regulated by whoever's regulating the storage wars.
Maybe. However, there are some gestures, not necessarily on Story Wars, just in general, that are interesting and or can be miscommunicated. And or hidden meanings behind them. Would you like to know some of them?
Yeah, got one.
So, the handshake, they don't actually know where this originated, but historians believe that it originated as a way to show that neither person was carrying a weapon and to signify a way of like peace and trust between two people. It's pretty cool.
Oh, right.
The thumbs up dates back to Roman gladiators, where it indicated whether a defeated gladiator should be spared or executed. So I assume that means thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, well, they make sense, obviously.
Exactly. So you know, nodding and shaking your head. So nodding is usually a sign for yes, shaking is no.
Yeah.
Apparently, in Bulgaria and some parts of Greece, it's the opposite.
Right.
Why? We don't know. It's just a thing. So maybe if you go to Bulgaria, if you want something, maybe don't nod or shake your head because you might get confused and they might get confused. Either that or they know you're a tourist and assume the opposite. So, you know, pointing. Americans usually do this a lot. And that is genuine a thing. That is genuinely a thing. I'm not just calling out Americans here. Apparently, Americans like to point with things, right? With their finger. So if they're pointing like over there, they'll point with their finger, right? Their index finger. However,
they just point at the thing that they want.
Yeah. But in some countries like India or Japan, it's more respectful to point with the whole hand.
Yeah, but like Japan, I like that though. There's like specific rules that they just like expect you to know.
Yeah, but we have stuff like that though, don't we?
I mean, what like?
Driving on the left. That's just a.
I mean, I
just
think that's
assume.
obvious. I think that's.
I know,
obvious
but
for
like,
everyone.
yeah, I know, no, but like, if you come to the UK completely not knowing, and you see people driving on the left side of the road, you're going, what the fuck?
Yeah, but like,
actually, no. Better one is Americans with tipping. If you don't know about the tipping culture in America, and you go to America, you're like, why the fuck have I got to tip 20%?
It's like 20%, like literally for everything, even like the self-service checkouts.
Yeah, it's
now,
daft.
Like, tips. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's dumb. But some of the what's it called? Some gestures I find quite interesting actually that I found out about is there's a type of people in New Zealand. I'm not going to try and pronounce their name because I'm going to end up offending someone. But it's the Maori people.
Sorry about that. Some prick decided to rev up his motorbike.
I think we could all gather that. But yeah, there's a type of people in New Zealand that greet people nose to nose. So you know how some middle-aged white women mostly do the kiss on either side of the cheek for some reason.
Oh yeah.
They greet each other. That's a thing here. Apparently they do nose to nose. So apparently, and also some people in the Middle East basically touch noses to greet.
There's another one that
I remember
there's another one that I remember in Korea where they like shake hands with two hands.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so when they meet someone important, they like use two hands to shake one hand. It's really, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. But an interesting one is have you seen Men in Black?
Yeah.
So you know in the first one when I don't even know the circumstance of it, but you know when the bug in the Edgar suit kind of pushes his hand out, like very forcefully at a person to stop them talking.
Yeah,
that's actually a thing. That's actually just a common gesture, and apparently it's a very offensive gesture in Greece, often used to indicate a strong disapproval. So, and apparently it dates back to ancient times when people would smear ash on criminals' faces as a sign of humiliation. Kind of cool.
Right.
But yeah, if you're ever in Greece, don't very forcefully push your hand out at someone because they might think you're being aggressive and square up to you. No one wants that. But yeah, I think that's quite interesting because I don't know why the bug in the Edgar suit would have done that in Men in Black. Maybe the bug was Greek. Who knows? Even though he's from outer space, we don't question that. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very cool. Yeah, I think it's just interesting stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That some things are different in different regions, obviously. So you know what? I think that's a good place to end it, don't you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
So, if you guys have enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, you can go ahead and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one.
Yep. See you later.
Remember, alcohol is God's apology for making us self-aware. Thank you for watching.